Hey, so I came across this post and I was like, "Ooh, let's make a video on this." So before we get into this topic, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and hit that hype train button if it's there. But yeah, make sure that you like, comment, and subscribe, and tell me which rapper on this list that introduced you to rap. And if it's not anyone on this, write down in the comment section which rapper introduced you to rap. And for me, if I gotta choose someone on this list, it would be Tupac. But technically, he did not introduce me to rap. I grew up in a household where music was a staple in my household. So therefore, depending on who house I was at, depending on what mood they was in, because like my grandmother, depending on what mood she was in, it might be gospel, like some Canton spiritual, some Mahalia Jackson, some James Cleveland or something like that, right? Or if she wanted to, be in her R&B bag, then she would have like some Whispers, the Spinners, the Heat Wave, the OJs, the Gap Band, like that type of music, right? Now at my mom's house, we would have the same, where it would be not necessarily gospel. My mother didn't necessarily play gospel on Saturday. She would do it on Sunday, but not necessarily on Saturday. On Saturday, my mom would do more like LL, because I was like, who introduced me to rap? Like, I kept thinking to myself, who introduced me to rap? And I honestly think LL Cool J, because I think that's the first. Mama said knock you out. I think that's the unfortunately, I think that's the first song that come to mind that I'm like, okay, I think that was the first rap song I heard. I don't know, but I think so. So I'm gonna give it to LL. But in this option, it would be Tupac, because I'm an 80s girl, and so Tupac would be the first rapper on this list that I would have listened to. Because baby, one thing for sure, when I was growing up, we had the box, BT After Dark, all of that, right? MTV, all of that, music videos and stuff like that. The box, I remember calling in. I remember we used to have to wait like different moments. But Tupac would be, if I had to choose somebody off this list, it would be Tupac, because Tupac was the first rapper on this list that I listened to, and the first rapper that took my heart, because I swear I love that man so much. But my favorite rappers out of this, actually my top 3 is right here. It would be Tupac first, and then Eminem, and then Kendrick Lamar. And the reason why it's in that order is because, of course, I listened to Tupac first because he came out before Eminem and Kendrick. So I like to keep it in that order. Now, granted, I do think that Kendrick Lamar is really doing great things with. He's slowly, if not already, passing Tupac. But what I love about both Eminem and Tupac, Eminem and Kendrick, is that they adore Tupac as well. And one thing for sure, Kendrick always referenced Tupac in his music. Like, I think I'm gonna ask Google how many times has Kendrick referenced Tupac in his music, because when I tell you that man referenced him, and that was one thing too that I adore is that when I like a rapper, now I'm not saying you gotta like Tupac, and just don't disrespect him, and I can rock with you as long as you have substance in your music, and you know, even if you vibey, as long as you just don't disrespect him, because you know that is my heart. It's my heart. It's my heart. You know, like fam say, my heart. That's my heart, baby. That's my heart. And one thing Eminem and Kendrick does is they respect him, and they, you know what I'm saying? But they are their own person though. And that's what I like. They are themselves. They're not trying to be him. They just respect his music. They respect who he is. And they try, I ain't gonna say they try, they do honor his legacy. And I love that. And that's one thing that I keep saying Tupac. That's one thing that Kendrick talks about heavily in his songs. He talk about how he will keep his legacy going. But the other thing too is, I remember, because this is along the lines of this post. And so Tupac was in this movie. He did a cameo. I don't even know why I can't talk, probably because I've been eating too much sugar. But he did a cameo along with, you know, Digital Underground with Shock G. And they did a cameo in this movie. When I tell you, if you haven't watched this movie, please watch this movie. It's called Nothing But Trouble. When I tell you, it is hilarious. It's hilarious. It is like a crazy movie, honey. It's a crazy movie. And they did a cameo in this movie. And so again, that's how far back I go with Tupac and how I know him. Know of him, not know him. Please don't get it twisted. I've never met him. Like I said in one of my other videos, is that he actually passed when I was, I think either 12 or 13. I can't remember. I think I was 12 or 13, one of them ages. So yeah, he definitely, actually I think I was 13. I think when I said in one of my other previous videos, I think I said I was 12, but I actually think I was 13 when he passed. But anywho, yes, sorry, I shouldn't have been yawning. But yeah, he's the first rapper on this list that I was introduced to. But the first rapper that introduced me to rap, I would say LL Cool J, because I can't think of no other rapper song that comes to mind. The only one that comes to mind is LL Cool J. Mama Said Knock You Out. Because baby, what? Yeah. But anywho, comment below, out of these rappers, who introduced you to rap, if it's one of these rappers. If not, if it's somebody else, comment below, because I'm okay with remixing this. But shout out to Hits Junkie for, this post, because I thought this was great. That's why I took a screenshot of it. I was like, let's do a video on this. All right, talk to y'all later.